I have now gotten lucky twice with weird books for just one specific trip. I'm up here at the Morphe auction house right now. You are at the moment seeing Rock Island videos. We're going to run those for a couple weeks. Then we're going to switch to Morphe, and Morphe has an auction in late April, and then Rock Island has an auction in early May. So I'm doing Rock Island early, then we're going to do run of Morphe's, then the Morphe auction, then about another week of Rock Island, then the Rock Island auction. Anyway, the reason I say this is I was looking through the guns that I knew Morphe's had here, and first off, they have a needle-fire Carcano, which is pretty cool. Salvatore Carcano actually designed a needle-fire conversion system years before he developed the bolt-action rifle that everyone's familiar with today. Well, there's, needless to say, not a whole lot of information printed out there about them, but years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, I picked up a book called Der Carcano al Fal on Italian small arms in Italian, and I can't read Italian. I just figured, you know what, it looks like there's some interesting stuff in here that I don't have in any other source, so what the heck, I'll pick this book up. And lo and behold, it has about a 20-page chapter on the needle-fire Carcano. So last week I spent some time photographing, OCRing, and then Google translating 20 pages of Italian book to get you guys some data on the needle-fire Carcano, so that'll be coming. And then today, I just got here last night. Today we went through the warehouse to find, just check up on, make sure all the guns that I'm planning on filming are what I think they are, and I knew they had a Hotchkiss revolving cannon. So I had brought along a copy of this because I didn't know exactly which model of Hotchkiss revolving cannon it was. And this thing is another one of those books that you look at and you're like, when on earth is any normal person ever going to need, a lot of information about 37 millimeter guns prior to World War I? Well, I know, and I tell you guys this all the time in book reviews, that this sort of book, this one's another self-published book, it's an expensive book, and then it's gonna go out of print and it'll never be available again, and you'll have a hard time ever finding one then, and it'll be 3 times, 4 times as much as it was when it was too expensive in the first place. This one is, in fact, now out of print. Volume 2 is still available, I believe. But I brought this along to identify exactly which model of Hotchkiss revolving cannon I have. And then, lo and behold, what I hadn't noticed in the list of guns that they're selling is a Driggs Schroeder semi-automatic, and although the terminology is a little weird with the single-shot stuff, like called a quick fire gun, a Driggs & Schroeder quick fire 37 millimeter gun. And where on earth are you going to find information about that? Oh, that's right, the only source probably that has anything written about them, right in here. So I totally lucked out. Normally I wouldn't have brought a book like that, and I don't have a digital copy of it, but this time you guys are going to get a nice informative, hopefully informative video on the Driggs Schroeder Mark I, of which the US Navy bought a whopping, well, they bought 15 of the Mark Is and then maybe 20 of the Mark IIs. Not exactly a tremendous number. The company only made 125 of them in total, and there is an absolutely gorgeous one here at Morphe's. So that is why I buy every weird book, if it's a firearms reference book, and it looks like it has something that might at some point be useful, even if it's not in English, thanks to this fantastic little device that I'm holding recording this video right now, and the internet, we can translate stuff. It's not super easy right now, but it won't be too many years before you can basically point your phone at a book in any language and have it spit out pretty darn accurate content in exactly the same language. I know Google Translate has an app right now, but it's kind of crap at the moment. It's good for street signs and maybe menus and really not anything else. Anyway, that's why I buy weird books in foreign languages, even if they look like they're not going to be all that useful, because you never know.